right, let's get started making your very first budget with the EveryDollar app. Before we do get started, I want to let you know that I am not affiliated with the EveryDollar app at all. So I just like it. I use it for my own personal finances, but I'm not affiliated in any way. So I just wanted to get that disclaimer out of the way, and let's get started. When we go to the website, you will sign up for an account, of course, and then it will ask you for your name, and you will land on this section. What is most important to you? Paying off debt, saving, stop living paycheck to paycheck, and all these things. You can go through these items, or you can skip. I'm not going to connect accounts, and I'm not going to pay for the app. The I use the free trial or the free version. You can, if you would like to save time, pay for the upgraded premium version, but I just use the free version. That's one of the things that I like about EveryDollar is that it is completely free. And the only thing that I see that is worthwhile with paying the premium version is that it will connect to your checking account and it will import all of your transactions and then start categorizing them. However, um, I do this all manually. It does take some extra time. So let's get started. First, you will create a budget for the month. Now, you want to start a couple days before the month begins. So let's create a May budget. You would be doing this, like I said, a couple days ahead of time. Your first paycheck, you can do this a couple different ways. Now, you can, if you get paid twice or three times a month, you can have like your first paycheck, like if it's the first paycheck of the month, and then your second paycheck, and then your spouse's first and second. I have this is especially the case if your pay varies. You can tell the app how much you anticipate to get paid in each different paycheck, or you could do spouse one, the total for the month, and then spouse two, total for the month, and then you will add a transaction every time you get paid. A little thing about EveryDollar and a little bit about budgeting is that all of your income will be listed at the top, and then all of your expenses will be listed on the bottom, and they should add up to zero. So income minus expenses is zero. However, you don't want to be spending all of your money, so we will have categories for savings and that sort of thing, investments, that sort of thing. All right, let's get started with paycheck. Let's say there is a John and his first paycheck. All right, and then we will have Sarah, and then we will have John's second paycheck and Sarah's second paycheck. Another thing to note about budgeting is that if you get paid every other week, as opposed to the 1st and the 15th, twice a month, there will be 2 months a year where you get an extra paycheck. And those are very exciting. Love those. And I talk a bit about that in a couple of my free ebooks. So if you go to the website, sdmoneycoach.com, and then you will see free resources. You can sign up and get those 2 free ebooks. One is how to break free from living paycheck to paycheck. It's got tools and information there to help you break free from living paycheck to paycheck. And then another one is what we're doing here, but a way more in-depth version of a complete guide to budgeting. So if you're interested in to go do a deep dive into budgeting, I have a free resource on my website, just for that. And I will link both of those down below. Okay, so we have John's uh, 2 paychecks, Sarah's 2 paychecks, and then you want to add any other income that you have, miscellaneous income, whether it be maybe uh, some people regularly provide us, anyway, maybe I'll cut this part out. I don't know, but you could also include child support in there, um, or if you take a regular dividend payment or a retirement income, you can add any source of income that you have right there. All right, next category. Now we get into expenses. So giving, you would want any of your charitable contributions to be totaled up right here. And then savings, you can add or modify any type of savings. So if you just want to put some money away into savings, you want to do that there. Oh, and let's go back up because I forgot to fill out the amounts. So let's say John and Sarah got $1,800 every 2 weeks for their pay. They would have $7,200 for the month of their total income. So it adds it up right there. Then when you get paid, you're going to put this is an income and it's uh, John's paycheck, and then John won and he got paid 1,800. And so there you see that um, we have it planned that he was going to receive 1,800 and then he received 1,800. Oh, this is also where you can add um, overtime. So if you work overtime, now this is going to vary from month to month. So every month you got to adjust depending on how much you think you're going to do. Uh, so let's say, oh, I'm going to work 2 days this month, or 15 hours. You just want to calculate how much you're going to do in overtime. All right, so let's put in some charitable contributions. Let's save, and then here we go into our expenses. They have pre-included many of the most common expenses. So you want to put your rent here, and this is your water bill. If you don't have a water bill, then you can just click on it and delete it. Another thing that's really cool about um, the EveryDollar app is that you can use the web version like I'm now using, but you can also use the phone app version on the phone, and I use both. I love using the app, and it's a great way to do it on the go. Update your expenses and transactions, and yeah. So again, we have natural gas. Let's say we have electricity. See, I'm just doing this on the fly, so I don't even know if it's going to come up to zero, but we have 55.75 left to work with. Let's say cable is 80, trash is 40, gas, let's say we drive a good amount, maintenance, maintenance on the cars, you gotta save up for that, maybe an oil change. All right, groceries, let's say we have quite a bit of groceries here. Restaurants, we like to eat out every once in a while. Let's do restaurants are pretty expensive nowadays. All right, clothing. How much are we going to spend in clothing every month? All right, this is a great place to pause and talk about sinking funds. Now, sinking fund is picture it as every month you put in some money into a jar, and then every so often you pull money out of that jar. So let's say I 1 month I put in $100, next month I put in $100, and then that same month I take out 50. So I would have 150 in my jar. So a sinking fund is just that, where we designate funds for a specific purpose, and we know that those things are going to happen or are likely to happen. So clothing, personally, I use clothing, the clothing category, as a sinking fund. So let's go ahead and set that up. Let's, all right. I am going to set it as a fund and then make this a fund. Okay, so this month we will have 75 in it. And then when we go to set for next month, then it will add my 75 plus 75. All right, phone bill, fund money. Now you can set different, um, people to have, categories for fund money. So you might want to have uh, John's fund money, and then what you might want is add an item and have, oh, I almost clicked delete on that. And then you can rearrange them right there. So let's say 80 and 80, and hair, cosmetics, subscriptions. This can be Hulu, Netflix, YouTube TV, all those sort of things. So you can have them listed separately or you can combine them all. So let's say the subscriptions are total $75. Here you have pet care. If you don't have pets, you can just delete that item. Now, if you have children or you don't, you can delete that. Childcare, entertainment, if you like going out to the theater or concerts. Now you could use this. You could set this as a sinking fund as well. So I've created the a dollar amount planned, then make it a fund, make this a fund, and save it. So now it is $75 in that account, and you'll see right next to it remaining is $75. Miscellaneous, you've got gym memberships, medicine. You can make all of these or any of these sinking funds. So, for instance, if you save often, oh, I have like a healthcare doctor visit um, sinking fund. So I don't go to the doctor every single month, but I have an allotment of money that when I do, then my copays come out of this fund. So let's say we want doctor visits to be a sinking fund, then and we've set it at $50. So it knows now that that's a fund, and there's the little piggy bank in front of it. Let me switch back my camera to show you the little. Here is the piggy bank to let you know that it is a fund. All right, health insurance. All right, as you can tell, we are now $2,500 away. Let's say life insurance. Now I have that as a sinking fund. Also, with I mentioned the complete guide to budgeting. EveryDollar, like you've seen, has lots of categories in here. I have also included a an Excel Google Sheet with a list of common categories as well. And I've broken them out into sinking funds as well. So if you would like that list along with the complete guide to budgeting ebook, just go onto my website and request it, and it will send it to you automatically with the sheet categories listed as well. So you get that downloaded as well with the budgeting PDF or ebook. All right, so life insurance. I do say I pay life insurance yearly, so I think it's like $120. So you would, what is that? $10 a month you would save. So you can set that also as life insurance, sinking fund, make that a fund. All right. Auto insurance. Let's go 300. Renters insurance, 300. Homeowners or renters insurance. You can also now you can also break up more of these with categories. So you can add a group. So let's say um, you wanted a home. I don't see a home category here. So let's add a group and name it home, and then add an item in the home. Let's say property tax. And every month you want to save, let's say, $800 for your property tax. So then we will make this a fund like the others and save it. And now you have a fund. And every month, like I said, you will see that your fund will automatically increase in remaining balance. So next month you would see planned $800, and then in remaining you would see $1,600 because you haven't spent any money in the property tax. All right, now John and Sarah have $1,000 left. Let's use up a little bit more for their bills. Let's say, um, oh, now I break out, where was groceries and food? Okay, under home, if you wanted it under food, you could, I guess. Let's do that. I have a separate category for household expenses. Now, I, you, you could just say household. Now, I break out household expenses, and we, buy a lot of convenience items through Amazon. You could put your Amazon purchases under household if you bought cleaners and stuff. So sometimes, if you're shopping at Walmart, your household cleaning supplies is going to be uh, lumped in with your grocery bill. And I don't break that stuff out. I lump it all together. So maybe your grocery bill is higher to include your household items, or you just use your household category for separate purchases like Amazon and other maybe household subscriptions. Like some people have their pet food on subscription. So we could add that to a household budget. So let's say our household budget is 300. Now, another thing to note is that there was a miscellaneous category. I also include an well, I have other categories. And like I said, you can get the full list on my website when you request the complete guide to budgeting PDF, ebook, but I also have a category for extra. Now, my extra category is like those random things that come up that I haven't really planned for, but are spur of the moment. Let's say I wasn't really planning on spending money on gifts. Gifts could be another category. However, maybe something at work came up and we went to a team lunch. And you could put that under restaurants, or you could put that under extra. Let's say extra. And that's kind of like a padding area of the budget. All right. So now we've got a decent budget here. But as you can see on the top, we have $675 left to budget. Now we have done our charitable giving. We have some emergency fund, and you can elect for this to increase. So let's say $695, and congratulations, you saved $695. It's an EveryDollar budget, and you have created your first budget. Another thing to note about the expenses, and the income really, is that you want to look at what you have been spending on all these categories in your bank account. So log into your bank account and take the last 3 months and average all the restaurant spending that you've done. So you would total 3 months of every restaurant that you went to in the last 3 months. And then divide by 3. Let's say you spent $600 on restaurants in 3 months, divide by 3, $200. Then you would come in here. Well, I have $300 there, but you get the point. Is you have now what you spend on groceries, restaurants, your household items. You want to plan initially when you start the average amount of money that you spend. Now, if you put in here, if you looked at what you spend on restaurants and you are over budget, then you might have to make the difficult decision to going forward to cut back your spending on restaurants. One thing to note about budgeting is that a lot of these items are fixed amounts. Like, for instance, there's not a whole lot that you can do about your gas expense. You could maybe try carpooling to lower your gas expense, or you could try to shop around and go to different gas stations, driving less, or combining all of your trips in one trip, to save time and fuel efficiency. However, that's maybe not gonna move the needle on the dollar amount too much. Besides, if you carpooled and you cut off your your gas purchases a lot. But typically, what I see is that food and restaurants is really where people can make a difference in cutting back. Uh, other things nowadays that you can cut back, you could cut back your subscriptions. You could cut off Netflix. You could cut off Amazon Video. Whatever. You could, if you are over in these areas, you could cut those things, but you're not going to typically be able to quickly, easily reduce your mortgage or rent. Those are going to be pretty fixed month to month. Your water bill, you could try to save some water, but that's probably not going to move the needle, like I said, too much. If you're looking to save money, every little bit counts. But typically, what I see is that people can adjust their spending most by groceries and restaurants. All right, so that you've created an EveryDollar budget. every income dollar is moved to a category, and then you can start to add the categories um, or add transactions during the month. So you've created it, you've decided this is how much I'm going to spend, and you want to stick to those numbers as closely as possible. Now, another thing to know, it takes about 3 months of adjustments to understand exactly what are the accurate numbers that you're spending. You can also adjust your spending during that time as well. But it does take about 3 months of doing this regularly to really get down uh, and get into a flow of budgeting. All right, so let's add an expense here, and I'll move myself over to the other side. And all right, so let's add a, an expense. Let's say we spent $125 at Walmart, and let's say that you want to go down to groceries. So now, when we go down to food, you will see remaining that you have $1,075 remaining out of the $1,200. You can also switch this to spent, and you can see that it's $125 that you spent. And now you don't want to go over budget on any of these items. So you want to keep track as you're spending throughout the month, and then make sure that you're not going over. If you go over, then maybe you have to. Where's the savings? Savings. Maybe you have to reduce the savings amount. Let's go back to me on the other side. You might have to take out some from the savings and move it into groceries or whatever. And then, like I said, that takes a couple months, and then once you're doing it regularly, you understand what is being spent and then what you can cut down on to save. This is a great way to create a goal as well. So let's say I created a sinking fund for let's create a sinking fund for next summer's vacation. So maybe it's going to be a big vacation or big family reunion. So let's say we're in the savings category and it's vacation summer of 2026. And maybe I need $4,000. I don't know what $4,000 is divided by, let's say, 14, because we're going to have about 14 months before we have to spend that money. What did I say? Did I say $4,000 divided by 14 is 286. 286. And now you can see at the top we are over budget by $286. And I keep hitting that same button, and we're going to save it. So this is going to be a fund, and we have $286, but we're still over budget. So let's reduce 695 minus 286, and that comes to 409. All right, so now we're back at an EveryDollar budget. We are still saving the same amount, but they are designated for different things. So that is how you create sinking funds, you create savings goals and plans, and how you create an EveryDollar budget. I am Joel Felkins, uh, financial Joel, money coach Joel, and I would love to help you set up your own EveryDollar account, or let give you a customized individual game plan. Now, I've created a in-depth analysis of your personal finances, and I um, review all those and ask you what your goals are. And so I've created all that, and you can purchase a money game plan on my website. Just go to sdmoneycoach.com and you can look at the top for game plan and find out more information. Oh, I also coach. I have 6 month coaching programs where I would love to help you get started and reach your goals, your money goals. And I've been really excited to help people on their money journeys. And I'd love to talk to you and help you wherever I can and get you successful in money. My goal is to help you gain confidence and clarity with your money. And so that's on my website. And every person that I help is completely confidential and really exciting to help you achieve your money goals. All right. See you there.